I sent Emilia a bunch of fitness photos and videos from back in the day. Oh, my Lanta, it was a blast from the past, and I cannot wait to dive into it in this episode.
If you are someone who is struggling with your mental health, well, let's just say fitness might be your toe in to a whole better world. Join us in this episode where we talk about that.
Hey, everybody, it's Bianca.
Welcome back, Evolvers. It's Emilia, and today for episode number 522, fitness can be scary. Here's why it's so important for mental health. We, as fitness lovers, are going to make sure that we share what, as an evolver, we do to maintain exceptional mental health. And we invite you to consider what your own fitness journey can be to improve your mental health. So Bianca, talk to me. What did you send me today? For the people in the back who didn't hear what you said at the very beginning.
For the people who are never going to see the light of day of those videos because those videos are never going to leave the archives. Yeah. So Emilia...
Let's hope not. R.I.P. if they do.
If they do, I'm deleting my social media. No, I'm just totally kidding. So you and I met doing fitness. We met when we were both trying to become ninja assassins. You succeeded. I stopped doing it before I got to that point because we had started the Y Power podcast that turned into Evolve Ventures. The facility we were going to was just not aligned anymore. But it was a really beautiful entryway into all of this. And that never would have happened had you and I allowed the really destructive narratives that are out there about women and fitness, that women are not supposed to be fit. Women need to be a size 00, take up no space, and not be alive, for lack of a better phrase. We really leaned into that journey. And I don't know what your journey was regarding like fitness, body image, all of that stuff. I know we've kind of talked about it, but I'm not going to pretend like I know the full story for you. But I do know that for me, fitness it wasn't safe to get started in that. And the reason being was because starting my fitness journey didn't come from self-love. It came from hatred. It came from hating myself. And unfortunately, that's where most people start. Fitness is something that they have to do because they're not good enough. They're not beautiful enough. They're not skinny enough. They're not smart enough. They're not anything enough regarding their physical appearance, their body shape, so on and so forth. And it makes it a very terrifying endeavor for men and women. We've heard both sides of the gender spectrum diving into that and kind of expressing and explaining that. So when I first started my fitness journey, I did everything wrong, basically. Every crash diet imaginable, very toxic, maladaptive, harmful fitness and like exercise behaviors, doing all of the yo-yo diets and whatever, and it never ended up working. And by the time that you and I had met, I was in a relatively progressed stage of my fitness journey. I was doing like fitness coaching, fitness modeling at that time. I thought I was going to be a fitness coach and like maintain that. And then, we started everything that we did, but something that started off as this really dark, destructive path for me became honestly one of the things that I am the most grateful for and proud of when it comes to me, who I am, and it led me to you and it led us to here. So I'm unbelievably grateful for it. But unfortunately, not everybody has that story. For many people, it's just this very scary, intimidating, very shameful thing that is meant to be avoided at all costs. And I think that's important for us to really dive into that. And why is it so important from a mental health perspective to lean into that?
Yeah. And I'm super grateful that my fitness journey led me to you. And I think, I know that you and I came from different starting points, for lack of better words, and have evolved in our own fitness journeys. And I'm so grateful, in this moment to be able to talk with another woman who has a very similar North Star, if you will, and can look at fitness from the vantage point that you and I do currently. So for anyone that's not familiar with what that kind of is, if obviously not speaking on just for you, but I know that you and I share a love for fitness, not only because of how it's helped us evolve in our own journeys, but also we care so deeply about being the best version of ourselves. And you literally can't do that if your physical fitness is not a part of that equation, because we live in this vessel. And I always loved how Alan had mentioned more people take care of their cars and their houses better than their bodies. And yet this is the most important asset we live in every single day. And I share that so deeply, and as do you, right? Our muscle is an investment account and it pays dividends long term. You and I are focused on longevity. But most importantly, in my perspective, the fitness journey, no matter what it is, it's really scary for a lot of people. What I've observed is because we have such taboo relationships with our bodies, whether it be self-image or the body that we were born into, we don't like it. Or it maybe, let's say, has taken us on a journey, that's led to medical trauma, right? Or eating disorders, or it's not, quote unquote, worked in the way in which you wanted it to, because maybe you have a physical exceptionality, or whatever the case must be for anyone that is joining this episode. I think that it's important to acknowledge what fear or what fright or what terror you've had in this journey, because at least from my perspective, not having a fitness journey or something that you deeply have found to resonate with you, be it horseback riding, or be it yoga, or be it fencing, or be it tennis or cricket. Shout out to you, Isaac. There's something for everyone to be fit, and in order to have and cultivate, and it's not just a one and done great mental health, physical fitness is directly connected to our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. And so when you can find people that are also on a fitness journey while navigating your own evolved journey, it is so much even more better than you can imagine, because you can share similar core values. Bianca, you and I can, those videos are laughing, looking back at strength training. And one of the videos that I haven't watched yet that you sent me was of me doing, it was a squat with, I think I saw 245s on either side. And this morning I was at the gym doing leg day to a couple of things. Then I'll give a little bit of my backstory. I was doing squats this morning. I woke up with a little bit of a tinge of knee pain due to where I am in my menstrual cycle, not anything having to do with injuries or anything like that. I'm very fortunate to not have had any injuries and any pain in my body, but I was very careful about my squat and my form and my breath work while I was doing that. And while Alan and I were doing our leg day, there was this very, very skinny and frail, pinky size version of I can't even say a woman, a girl that walked into the gym and wasn't really doing any weights. And Alan and I had a conversation about that later. And he had said something like, I'm so grateful that I have it wasn't a muscle mommy, but I'm so grateful that you're so muscular because
muscle mommy,
something like that. He's like, because it's like, it makes me so sad that that woman, like, I'm like, I just want to give her a cheeseburger. Like, she needs to eat. She obviously has, some stuff going on. And we were talking about, and that's my obviously aggressive way of just solve the problem. Right. But he and I were having this deeper conversation about she is unwell. And that is to so many people, a stick figure that is obviously, she's literally like emancipated. She's so
emaciated.
Emaciated. Sorry. Totally different word. Thank you. Thinking about that cheeseburger. Just kidding. I don't like cheeseburgers. I love cows. Okay. I wanted to help her at the root of what she was struggling with. And that's what he and I shared in and said, it's just so sad because most people would look at someone like that and be like celebrating her for how she's withering away to nothing. And I see her trajectory and it's not good. It really isn't. And your body is a representation of your mind in many ways. And she obviously doesn't have anyone in her life that knows that that level of skinny is actually really detrimental for her long-term health. And if anything, I'm sure she's rewarded for that. Whereas in the contrast to that,
just super quick, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but like, or there's no one in her life that is helping her with her mental health. If this girl is, struggling with an eating disorder or something like that,
absolutely.
There's nobody in her life that's trying to help bring support so that she can work through that and recover through that. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I needed to make sure that I said that.
Hello, my name is Bree. So I would say my experience at Evolve has been absolutely amazing. I have learned and grown and done so many things that I didn't imagine that I'd be doing just over a year ago. So I'm really happy to be a part of the team, and I encourage anyone who has the opportunity to join. This is an experience that I don't think I would have gotten anywhere else. So it's definitely unique, and there's so many like-minded people, whether it's on the team or in our community, that can be by your side and support you. So that is an awesome experience.
No, I'm glad you did, because that's where I was caught in the car afterwards on our drive back from that, just thinking to myself as a leader, as a woman who has insane muscle mass, and looking back at those videos, it's going to be really cool to see how many quote unquote gains I really have had. And well, yes, that's really difficult in this box of society that women have to quote unquote live in, like that we've just totally shattered. It made me just wonder, like, what could I do for a woman like that to try to encourage her to work on her mental health, because her body is really obviously struggling as a result of that. Yeah. And I'm still, this is literally fresh off today, but to the topic that we're talking about, that happens all the time. There are people that are experiencing so many different challenges with their fitness as a result of the mental state that they either didn't acknowledge for a really long time, and that led to some really maladaptive coping behaviors, like, let's say, for example, an eating disorder, or maybe binge eating, or alcoholism, or smoking, or it comes out in so many different ways. And so we end up, quote unquote, torching our body or not helping our body through that. And then it becomes this vicious cycle of I hate my body, or I hate my life. And then we try to go on our own fitness journey. And what have we done? We've essentially pulled the rug out from underneath ourselves. And in that fitness journey, have done the opposite of building self-belief. We've built self-doubt. We've eroded our own self-trust, and we've eroded our body with it. And so I understand why fitness can be so scary from so many different dynamics. And I always, just to kind of close this, to make sure that anyone listening gets the both end of the spectrum of you and I always I've always been an athlete. I adore sport and specifically sport for the high performance elements of it. For me, it was always, I had a big gluteus maximus since I was really, really young. And why I share that is because it was actually really difficult for me to run. So I had to learn how to run. And I was like Forrest Gump. It was actually really embarrassing. And like, I didn't know how to run. So in that journey, I had to learn to work with my body that was very different than the other girls that I was running with in kindergarten. And so I had to learn how to run so that I could work with my body rather than against the momentum that it brought me in. And that led to this whole process of mastering my breath, my form, going towards the hard as opposed to running away from it, trying to develop my own sense of grit, of sisu, of agency. And that was really, really big. It gave me freedom in so many ways. And so the gamification turned into very much therapy, honestly, for me. And that's where in a way to be able to sharpen my mind, it was to also sharpen my body. And I saw those as two things that go hand in hand. And so when you and I met in Muay Thai, I was yes, on my way to becoming a assassin, but it was, no, I'm kidding. It was
Not
on my
really,
way to make
but
sure that I could weaponize my body if I needed to out of just sheer self-defense, given some of the crap that I had gone through and anticipate in the future. But it was also scary in certain ways because the fears that I had brought me right up against some of the challenges that someone like me who has that trajectory come up against, which we could go into so many of those. But what I want to share for the listeners is that there's no one human being that hasn't had some degree of a challenge with their own fitness because it connects to every other area of our life. In order to be fit, we need to get great sleep. We need to be able to eat well. We need to be able to control our mind, our thoughts, and therefore our behavior and our body movements. We need to be able to have that feedback loop of what does fitness mean to us? What is the value that is around that? What is our inherent value? Do we even deserve to go out for a walk today, or is work more important? So it hits every element of our identities, our self-worth, our self-belief, and all of the areas that comprise our mental health. And it's a really important journey to be on in any way that feels aligned for you. Like I said at the very beginning, whether it's hiking, fencing, horseback riding, golfing, whatever, do something to have your own journey of fitness, whatever that is for you, because you're always going to be better off from a mental health perspective, challenging your body, getting it in the quote unquote gym of choice. And if I can encourage you, build some freaking muscle mass.
As of right now, so we are recording this in May, and we're in the final week and a half of our Evolve Fitness Challenge in the Out of the Mud private WhatsApp group that we have. So if that is something that you are interested in becoming a part of, send us a DM. We will invite you to that group. It is the middle of July when this is going to come out, so we are likely going to be in a new challenge. However, fitness is always something that you can get started on. A lot of the people in this group have had relatively difficult experiences when it came to fitness, just like so many other people, because of, and male and female. Again, this is not just about women. Men have body trauma also.
100%. Yep.
You're too scrawny, you're this, you're that, you're weak, you're not a man, whatever that narrative is, 100%.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So all humans have these challenges. And a lot of the people in this group, unfortunately, have had a lot of harm and even trauma when it came to physical activity, fitness, body image, so on and so forth. The people who have participated are literally saying that this has been one of the best experiences regarding fitness that they've ever had. They're going for walks, they're doing mobility, they're dancing, they're doing yoga. There's soccer, there's so many different things that people in this group are doing. And it's really helping them improve how they feel about themselves, their level of self-belief, that they're doing this almost every single day and proving to themselves that they can do it. Yes. And the way that they feel about themselves afterwards, because they're self-assigning, they're getting that little win, that checkbox when they send in their submission. It's like, yeah, I did that. I freaking did that. That's awesome. So good. So when you work on your body, it improves everything. Every area of your life will start to get better when your physical health starts to get better. So yeah, fitness can be scary, but it's only scary depending on the narrative that you have about it.
Facts.
If the sole purpose of fitness is to be skinny or to not be a little bitch or whatever the narrative is that you have, yeah, that's going to be pretty scary. If the goal and the intention instead is to feel good in my own skin, which is what most of the people in this group are doing, you are going to have a way better experience. That's what's happening for all of these people. And it is possible for you too. It just depends on whether or not you take that step for yourself. The way that I did. So like I also did sports growing up. I loved it. And then, you know, my fitness journey really started when I was 16, 17. And the way that you did, Emilia, and where we are with fitness now, it's amazing.
I can't picture my life without fitness.
Me either. Oh my God.
I can't picture without being physically fit. It like terrifies me. My scary right now is not, oh my God, actually, I just had an intrusive thought. This was a dream I had the other night. I can't believe I just remembered it. Oh my God, it had to do with my heart not being able to keep up with running out of, I think, a burning house or something with Tucker, Tilly, and Tao. And Alan. Yeah. And not like someone was chasing after us. And my fear was around my heart not being in a cardiovascular place.
Nope.
To where my VO2 max goal of this year is above 45. So it's like, that's my dream just working for me of like, hey girl, get your shit together. Right. Like my scary is not being able to reach my goals. I'm not setting future Emilia and future Emilia's kids and future Emilia's people who get, inspired by future Emilia, not setting that up for their own encouragement. And so things like that, it's scary. It might be entry point scary. It might be fear of creating an injury scary or re-injuring yourself scary. And that's valid too. It might be a fear of not wanting to lose any muscle mass. I have a lot of clients that are in their 50s and 60s right now, and their scary is losing eyesight or stabilization. And so fitness isn't just, in your 20s and 30s, that type of journey. I have another client that's coming to mind, and she's doing high rocks competitions, and she's scared of not belonging with her friends because her friends are not athletically driven. So there's a whole plethora of what fitness and what it means can be and is scary. And I love what you said, Bianca, to close this episode. For anyone that's joining us here, do the hard thing. Do the scary thing. And to what you mentioned, it's all about what that means though. And I will remind everyone that we have the pen of our story of what fitness means, and what fitness meant to me back then. It's evolved since. And if I didn't have other people that loved and valued fitness while also being able to hold their definition, it would be such a different journey. I love seeing that group doing their own version of fitness. And it just encourages me to sink into my version. And I love seeing the pictures of you and you crushing fitness, especially after so much of a back injury. And I love just seeing so much of that movement. And when we can move together, which is the hashtag that we have, hashtag Team Evolve Moves, we can improve our mental health together. So for all you fitty bitties out there, we welcome you to the community. For all you muscular mommies, muscular daddies, maybe you don't have muscle, that's all good. We can help you build it. For anyone who loves some yoga, dancing, I don't know, silent disco, that came to mind recently, you know. So anyways, with that being said, just get on your own fitness train. That's all I'll leave you with. Bianca?
What's your VO2 max right now?
It is 36 right now.
Damn. Mine's hot garbage.
It's okay.
Hot
It's not going to
garbage.
stay that way. True or false?
Hell no. I want to compete with you and see who can get it higher but before the end of the year. That's why I was asking
45? What are you at right now? Tell me.
31.2. Horrific.
Okay. Well, okay. Yes. But if you put it in the context of the fact that you haven't ran for like ever, and now all of a sudden you're starting to.
Because of my back. Yeah.
Yeah. Literally. Good for you.
Hell,
good for us.
Thank you. Yeah. Cool. All right.
Fun.
Fitness can also be competitive. Doesn't have to be scary all the time. All right. Anyways, I'm done. My episode suggestion for today, if you liked this one, 474, Why Poor Decisions Get All the Hype. There's a sad reality. I'm going to say it. People celebrate bullshit more than they celebrate when people make good choices.
Woof.
Very few people are going to celebrate you for being consistent in your fitness journey. They will in the beginning. And then when you start surpassing them, they get pissed. It's sad. It's the truth. It is what it is. And you still get all the benefits from it. So
Facts.
Why Poor Decisions Get All the Hype. 474. Check that episode out.
Check it out. While you're in there, the show notes has an invitation for you. July 23rd, mark your calendars. Evolve Group Coaching is going to officially launch, and we are literally, I think, 2 weeks out from that.
Yeah.
So do not wait. Yeah, it's literally, if you're hearing this on the Thursday that this episode launches, you are almost screwed and you're going to miss out. So click that link, be a part of that. It's a once in a lifetime moment because there's never two groups that are the same, and it's a once a year program. So get in while you can. Enrollment is open. To that end, as always, we thank you for joining us today, as well as your interest in the science of holistic mental health. And we encourage you to keep evolving.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.